I'm Tia Porter, and this is Our Erie. On today's episode, we're celebrating culture, history, and community, all while honoring Black History Month. It's a time to reflect, honor, and highlight the voices and stories that help shape the Erie community. This special episode is made possible by the incredible local businesses and organizations who help keep history alive and our community moving forward. We're taking a step back in time as we introduce the Historical Institute of Culture and the African American Experience. This is a space dedicated to preserving, honoring, and sharing the rich legacy of African American history right here in our community.
The Institute is a facility that we have created or put in place that will give knowledge concerning the African American culture, the lineage of African American, not just national, but also locally here in Erie and in Erie County. And it's just a place that we have assembled for people to come and get information and get knowledge, and so that we can have a better society and a better culture in which we live in.
For Curtis and Vicki Jones, this space is more than a museum. It's a mission rooted in education, awareness, and community.
I grew up in the Erie area. I grew up like 4 blocks from the Erie Museum. And we visited, my siblings and I visited the museum there every weekend. That was our treat. We got a chance to see. But the one thing about the museum, I never saw anybody that looked like me. So to be able to provide a space for the kids to come in and look on the walls and look at the exhibits and see people that look just like them, we just feel really blessed to be able to provide that.
Representation matters, and here visitors of all ages can see themselves reflected in history, in the stories, and in the legacy.
Information is very key to how we live together, and so this is just a place where we can do that.
Education is the foundation, and they're making sure that learning happens year-round.
This will be our 3rd year that we have had the Erie School District come through with tours. The first year we did over 2,000 or 3,000 students. Last year we did all 5th graders throughout the Erie School District. And this month, we will actually be doing the same thing with the 5th graders. But we're not just here for Black History Month, we're here year round to be able to give this knowledge to whoever would like it. We actually started in Juneteenth. This will be our 3rd year, Juneteenth coming up. And we've accomplished, I believe, quite a bit in 2.5 years.
In just a few short years, the Historical Institute of Culture and the African American Experience has grown into a powerful educational resource right here in Erie County.
We're open to the public every Wednesday, 11 to 5, or you can call for an appointment, or you can actually go on the website and schedule tours as well.
And today, we're getting an inside look. There are 7 rooms helping to highlight the people and the things that have helped shape our nation and community.
As we go from room to room, we will see the contributions of African Americans down through time, whether it be military, political, inventions, again, just their contribution to society.
So in this room, you'll find a variety of different topics, ranging from political activism and the importance of the vote in the Black community and in this country, ranging from that to the Negro Leagues and the importance of sports and integration into recreation in all forms of society. So what you'll see here is identified our first African American president, Barack Obama, and his wife. We have multiple items that are artifacts representing who they are, what they mean to the political process, what they mean to this country, and quite literally what they mean to African Americans, feeling as if we can be engaged, we can be involved, we actually can serve in the highest office in the land and be integrated and fully into the American process. So that's what we feel like that represents. And not only President Obama, but other local elected officials, those that have run for office, those that are in office. We have a strong African American engagement in the political process locally. Going to Larry Meredith, who was the first African American who was elected to city council. Ruby Jenkins' husband, the first African American woman elected to city council. And we could go on and on and on. But the importance of political activism and running for office and serving the electorate is a major part of what this room represents.
I love the African American artifacts. Some of them were even donated by one of my old teachers from back in the day. He spends about 6 months in Africa, and then the other 6 months he spends here in Erie. And so he's been able to donate some things to the African American Museum. Mm-hmm. Also the clothing, the authentic African wear. We have a African family from Liberia that are members of our ministry. So they've donated some authentic African wear. This is known as our slave quarters. It's our rendition. This room would house anywhere from 8 to 12 to even 16 people in this one, in these small quarters. This room speaks to the hardships, but also the ingenuity and the ability to take a little and make a lot. And so we're very excited about this room. This is where the families were. This room speaks to unity amongst the family. It was their place where they could be close and where they could have their privacy. These would be where they would sleep. They would pull the mats out, hay mats out at night, and put them in the middle of the floor, and that would make their sleeping quarters. Hang their clothing on the clothesline. There were no glass windows. You just covered the open spaces to keep out the light or the rain or whatever. And it's just home for some. This was home for some. Even these were just remnants of being in the field and being able to go out and just get what was left over in the fields for your family. It's a sobering room, and we're very proud of this room.
We are now in the room that has been dedicated to African Americans who served in the military and the contributions. As you can see behind me, there is a uniform of an actual Tuskegee Airman who served in the Army and ended up being a resident of Erie, Pennsylvania. He married a woman from Erie some years ago. They moved to Rhode Island. He was actually the last living Tuskegee Airman from Rhode Island. They moved to Erie about 3 years ago, and he passed about a year and a half ago at 102 years of age. So this is his uniform. These are just some of the things that highlight his service. These two rooms that we're in right now, or will be in, these are African American inventions, very small. We used to say a scratch of the surface of some of the inventions that African Americans have. I'd like to talk a little bit about Lonnie Johnson. He is the inventor of the Super Soaker and also the Nerf gun. I'm sure most of us who have any age behind us have played with the Nerf gun and the Super Soaker. Mr. Johnson is a resident of Atlanta. He actually worked for NASA when he discovered the Nerf gun and the Super Soaker. So we're just honored to be able to share that information here at the Institute.
As Black History Month reminds us to reflect, this institute reminds us that history is living, ongoing, and meant to be shared every single day.
People can come and reflect on their past. Some will be able to reflect and relate nationally. Some will be able to reflect and relate locally. So it's just a place where people can come and have a place to just, if nothing else, just to come and relax and just to look and see at contributions. And so that gives us great enjoyment to be able to do that.
The Historical Institute of Culture and the African American Experience is open to the public every Wednesday from 11 to 5, with tours also available by appointment or online. To learn more, visit AfricanAmericanExperienceErie.org today. Erie, Pennsylvania has a rich history, and we're highlighting some incredible legacies through a unique traveling exhibit called Discovering Black Erie. At the heart of this exhibit is Johnny Johnson.
When I first got to Erie, I met a teacher. Her name was Ada Lawrence, and her family had been here ever since the 1880s. And everything that you see on these banners came from her archives.
Johnny teamed up with a couple of collaborators in the community to share stories of some rich local history.
I have two outstanding individuals that work with me. We work as a team. Sarah Thompson, who wrote the book Journey from Jerusalem, and Melinda Myers, who is in charge of the Our Erie Historic Society.
This team wanted to make local history available to everyone.
We wanted to show things to Erie residents, and not just Black, but Erie residents, about things that had happened and occurred in the Black community, things that they didn't know and many of the African American community didn't know. So we went through Ada's archives and we picked what we thought people would like to read or like to know, and we just went from there.
A grant from the Pennsylvania Historical and Museum Commission ensured those stories would reach the public, not just sit in storage.
Received a grant from PHMC, gave us $1,000 to do these banners. And one of the things that their stipulation was that when these banners were made, they had to be out in the community because they wanted history to be shown. They didn't want to give you $1,000 and you put them in the closet.
Partnerships are key to bringing these stories to life and making them accessible to all. Discovering Black Erie is done in partnership with
Erie Yesterday, Hagen History Center, Burleigh Legacy Alliance, and PHMC.
As Johnny walks through these banners, he takes us on a chronological journey highlighting local figures from Erie's history and showing how their stories connect over time.
If I would look at the one that goes further back, according to pictures, would be the Vosburghs, okay, because they were here in the early 1800s, okay? And then I would go from the Vosburgh to Emma Lawrence, who came here early, and she was the first African-American businesswoman. She had a dry cleaner called Lawrence Cleaning and Dyeing, okay? Then I would move up to her son, Earl, who was one of the greatest musicians in the city of Erie or anywhere around. And he taught at Fairview and out in the county. Ada would be the next one, since she is the daughter of Earl, she would be the next one. Ada was she was the first Black female teacher hired in the 1940s.
The exhibit features early entrepreneurs to educators and musicians, showcasing their lasting impact on Erie.
This would be the last one. And this would be the last one because of the community, New Jerusalem, and who we have on the bottom, which is the Ponax team, and also Alex Thompson, who was the first director of the Martin Luther King Center. And this is about Jerusalem. It's about the place where Martin Luther King Center is and where the Ponax played their games at Bayview Park.
From sports to community leadership, these stories highlight Erie's rich history. Johnny reflects on Ada Lawrence and the lasting impact of her work, honoring her archives that help make these banners possible.
I think the most important thing about Ada was the love for what she did. Number one, teaching, okay? Her love for the people in the Erie community, be they Black or white. And the legacy that she left, and hopefully we will keep building on the point that she was the mother, or is the mother, of African American history in Erie, Pennsylvania.
Ada's dedication to education and community set the stage for preserving African American history right here in Erie, Pennsylvania.
We thought, what is the best way that we can do this? And the best way that we could have done this was portable banners, put on our shoulders, and we can take it from place to place.
And that's how Discovering Black Erie became a mobile exhibit, easy to share in libraries, schools, and public spaces. Johnny went on to share his own views of African American history with us.
People are gonna say, why did I say this? But I'm gonna say it anyway, and I believe it with all my heart. There's no Black history, there's American history. Okay, so I believe that with all my heart, because everybody who came here, be they black, blue, green, pink, or polka dot, contributed to the making of America. So they have a history within America.
Understanding each other is really just the beginning.
I can tell you my one takeaway is that there's more to be done.
Discovering Black Erie shows us that history is alive, personal, and ongoing. Through these banners and stories, Erie residents can celebrate a legacy that helps shape the community. To learn more about this traveling exhibit or to host it in your space, Contact Johnny C.W. Johnson at Gmail today. For Black History Month, we're honoring the past while also stepping into the future.
We started Erie's Black Wall Street because there was no centralized place for us to connect with Black business owners, as well as like what community events were going on. And so we decided to just start it as that, and it was just a Facebook group to begin with. Then statistics came out about Erie being the worst place for Black people to live. And so we decided that we weren't going to complain about the issue, that we were going to offer some solutions, and then we became a nonprofit.
From conversation to action, the mission became clear.
Our mission essentially is just to create an equitable Erie for the Black community here, and we do that through economic and community development.
And that work starts with building foundations.
At Erie's Black Wall Street, we focus on a couple of different tenets, or as we like to call our pillars. So we focus on homeownership. When we began in 2020, the homeownership rate amongst Black people in Erie County was less than 2%. And so our homeownership program is one of my favorite things that we do. It's called the Pathway to Homeownership. We run that program in January, and we allow people to learn all of the things you need to know about purchasing a home. The other thing that we do is our new Wall Street Ventures program, and this is our business development program. No matter what you look like, what your abilities are or aren't, this is a place for you. We really tailored this program to whatever it is that you may experience as a business owner or aspiring business owner. This program is just really focused on getting you to know the tenets of business, but also giving you some assistance, some hand-holding, and making connections throughout Erie County and beyond of how to help you grow your business.
It's about access, it's about opportunity, and it's about making sure no one builds alone. The work happening here today is also rooted in a powerful legacy, one that inspired the very name Erie's Black Wall Street.
We decided to pay homage to what happened in Tulsa, Oklahoma, to what they used to call the original Black Wall Street, but there are many Black Wall Streets across the United States. But what Black Wall Street meant was that it was a place where everything that you needed to be a successful city or town or community, it was there. They had grocery stores and banks, and they were self-sufficient. And so we're just wanting to pay homage to the massacre that happened in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Here in Erie, Erie's Black Wall Street is building possibility. And for Kyra, the mission is deeply personal.
I have two daughters, one's 6 and one's 16, and I want Erie to be a place that is worthy of them. Because I know how amazing they are, just as much as all of the kids that I've come in contact with, no matter what school they're at, no matter what age. We have some amazing children here, and they deserve to have an Erie that loves them, that supports them, and that has opportunities for them. So that's my biggest reason to keep doing the work that we're doing. I hope that what my kids get from this is what I was taught by my dad. If you can help someone, that you should. If you have it to give, give.
Looking ahead, the vision continues to grow.
Over the next couple of years, I see Erie's Black Wall Street really honing into the economic and community development side of things through owning property and real estate to allow business owners to have space that is affordable to them so that they can use and grow their businesses.
And as that vision grows, so does the impact. Recently, that growth led to a major milestone for the organization.
One of the biggest collaborations that came out of this was actually a merger of two nonprofits. So it was our nonprofit with the nonprofit Career and Dreams. Career and Dreams focuses on youth education through civic engagement as well as career readiness. And so they became a part of Erie's Black Wall Street. Officially, we announced it on January 1st, but in November of 2025.
Connecting youth to opportunity, connecting families to stability, connecting a community to its full potential. Together, they're not just building programs, they're building a future.
Erie is such a beautiful place. Erie has wonderful, amazing people here, and we can do so much more together if we're just kind to one another.
A story of history, heart, and community. Erie's Black Wall Street is honoring the past while building the future. To learn more, visit eriesblackwallstreet.org today. Today, we honored the past while also celebrating the future. I wanted to extend a heartfelt thank you to the Historical Institute of Culture and the African American Experience, Discovering Black Erie and Erie's Black Wall Street, for allowing us to come and bring awareness to some wonderful places right here at home. These are the people and the places helping make our community shine. Thanks for spending time with us. I'm Tia Porter, and we'll see you next time on Our Erie.